is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark new movies.
Hey, it's Panda, and I like Hallmark new movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark new movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
That's right, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Everybody can just let's calm down. Cardi B is in the house.
Cardi B.
That's right.
Cardi boy, look at this guy.
What do you guys think?
How about this Cardi B over here? Yeah, boy.
Oh, me?
Oh, look at this guy with his cardigan on.
Yeah.
Looking
Good, Bran.
Thank you, Panda. Now, Panda, you sound a little distant today. It's because you're not in the room with us.
No.
We had a winter storm Izzy. That's what the Weather Channel called it.
Izzy.
No one was looking to name storms. The Weather Channel said, "We got you.
We got you.
We got you covered."
Izzy.
Izzy. Izzy.
Is he ready? It's Izzy.
We got the most snow that we've gotten in years here in that Greenville.
And if it's over an inch, shut it down. And
That's
we
right.
got over a half a foot.
That's right.
That's right.
It is definitely shut down.
And Panda lives a little bit more north, and that might not
Towards
mean
the
much to
mountains,
you, but it means a lot when you're north of 85.
When you're north of
Guys,
85.
we've said it before.
That corridor, man.
It is a son of a gun. It is a game of inches.
It is. And you
It
get
is.
the 5 to 10 miles north that Panda is. He went from 6 or 7 inches to probably close to 10 inches of snow
Close
out
to
there.
10 inches. Yep. It is.
That's
My
crazy.
back door is frozen shut. I cannot open it.
Wow.
Front door, I'm good to go. So,
Well, thank God.
yeah.
But I will say this, we lied about all that. The real reason is Panda also had a cardigan he wanted to wear.
Yeah.
You two got really upset about it. There was a dance battle that ensued. Bran won, but it was on the cards because the voting was out.
The voting was out. Now, I don't know what you mean by that.
No, well, there are 3. It's just like boxing. Just keep up.
The
for 2
voting was
seconds.
out.
I voted Panda. I'm not supposed to reveal the card, but I voted Panda on my card.
Yeah.
You voted Panda?
It was the kickflip in the
After
third
all-
round. It was the kickflip in the third round. There's nothing I could do about that kickflip. It was as good as I've ever seen. But
You did a kickflip?
He did a
I did.
kickflip in the card. You saw it.
I know, I
you were
missed it.
there. And then Rig and Trace both
Right.
voted for you.
I voted for Bran.
Yeah,
It was the no pants seal the deal for me.
really.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I was drug into this thing late. I've been up all night over there at the Fitzy's, and I did not know what was happening. But Bran looked like a beige cream puff, and I just thought that's really popping for me tonight. So here you go, Bran. I just wrote Bran on the card. That's all. I haven't scored or anything. So
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like if that
Scoring was out.
that's the scoring was out. I don't know how because Panda, I think you legitimately won, but instead you're stuck at home now, which is absurd.
And I'm disappointed by the results. But maybe next time. I would love to rock a cardigan and just be present.
Okay. Well, do you have one in your room? Do you got one ready to go?
Let me see what I can dig
I'm
up.
going to do a synopsis here in just a few
Yeah,
minutes.
I'll
and
see what I
If
can
we
dig
come
up.
back,
You
and
go.
if you have a cardigan on, it'll be a win.
Now, Rig, I want to know if people that are watching us on YouTube, which you can do for free,
Yeah.
might have noticed we got a new set and there is a Fitzy sign in our studio.
that's a good job reading.
Right.
Nicely done.
Now,
Big
I
fella.
want to paint the picture here.
You
I
got any
walked.
elbow patches on that Cardi B.
No elbow patches on this one.
Lame sauce.
I
I
know.
can't believe I voted for you. That's the Fitzy's talking.
Yeah, well, it's tough. Anyway, I walk in
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago
Well,
and I had put like a bunch of really beautiful printed portraits of us on like Good Morning America, Kelly Clarkson. It looked amazing. Those are nowhere to be. I don't know where you put them. And instead we have a neon Fitzy sign that doesn't work. We can't make it glow. And it's just and it's drilled into the wall.
it sure is, Brad.
So
Yeah, I was at the bar and I was talking with Ian McShane, not the famous Ian McShane. This guy's name's just Ian Shane, but he ate a bunch of Big Macs one day and they call him Ian McShane. And we had a wager. Neither of us had. I met her. Neither of us had seen the 1992 figure skating Olympics. And so we wagered on Krista Yamaguchi versus Nancy Kerrigan. And I said,
Right.
It was a skate day replay down at Fitzy's. And
How often is that?
It's the third Wednesday after Rosh Hashanah.
Okay.
And I said,
We can edit that out.
I said, listen, if Kerrigan pulls off this double sow count triple toe loop, I'm taking a Fitzy sign. I'm drilling it up at the deck, the Hallmark boys. And Ian McShane was like, no way she's going to do that. And sure enough, she did it. She nailed that son of a gun. So the Fitzy sign is here. You're welcome, boys.
It's more than I
More than we all bargained
A lot
for.
there.
Well, thank you. I mean, it looks great, pal.
You should see it if we light it up for once.
I would love to light it up. So I think upon moving it, light went out.
Really?
Yeah.
I had a time crack staff come over here and move it.
Who did it?
Daryl.
Yeah, I saw Daryl. Yeah.
He did it for free, though. Pack of smokes.
Daryl's on the line.
He is not on the line.
Daryl, you there? Hey, Daryl, how you doing, pal?
Good.
Hey,
All right.
Daryl, you said you'd move the Fitzy sign down here, drilled into the wall.
I did.
Any issues along the way? Be honest now.
Just one. I didn't have a drill, so I had to use my finger.
How did that
Use
work?
your finger?
Yep.
Classic Daryl.
Wait, what does that mean? You had to use your finger?
Oh, I had to keep digging, you know.
Dig it, Yemen?
Kept digging at the brick.
Yeah.
Lost my finger, but it's okay. Down to the
I'm
nub.
glad we brought him in. Down to the nub, he said.
That was your finger I found.
Wow.
This for weeks. I've been wondering whose finger is this?
Oh, it's mine.
Whose finger is this? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Whose Finger Is This? 1973. I've got one finger this year. It's time to guess whose this is. And don't forget, one guess, no takesy backsies. Cornell,
Oh, is it JoJo Bean?
Max.
It's John's finger.
It's John's finger.
Hey!
All right, guys, it is time to dive into
How is anyone still listening?
the perfect pairing. Gosh, man, we're like only a day removed from when we normally record, but it feels like eternity
Feels
since
like
we've
we've
last
not
did
done this in a long
So-
time.
It's gonna make for good stuff. All right, I'm gonna do a synopsis. You go try to find a cardigan.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Perfect Pairing originally aired on January 15th, 2022, and it went a little something like this. Christine is a food reviewer for a magazine and gets assigned to go to a winter wine festival. We then meet Michael, who helps run his family's winery, and they're still struggling after a bad review of their Merlot.
The Merlot will get you every time.
Yeah. Merlot, more like a Merlittle. Okay, well, so Michael wants to do something crazy. Ice wine, but his dad isn't having it. He has a daughter named Brittany, and she's nice. Christine asks her stick in the mud boyfriend Kevin to join her for the festival, and he's like, Kevin, maybe I can make it. Maybe I'll meet you there. Bird lady, go.
Come on.
Say run. Oh, it's so good.
I couldn't get it out of my mouth. Sorry.
Run. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so anyway, Kevin's boring, is what I'm trying to get at here. Christina's on the phone with Kevin, listening to him be a tool, and this weird thing happens with her bags. I'll be honest, the whole thing is a little bit of a mystery to me, but she left her purse on the train, and then her bag got put in another car. Okay, I got it. So they loaded the bag onto the B&B car that she's supposed to go to. That car leaves without her. So then she gets in a car that looks like the B&B car, but it's actually the winery car. Y'all tracking?
I'm tracking.
What a mess. Michael clears it up for her, though, and also trashes reviewers because of the whole Merlot incident. It's a Merlot. Christine is wearing heels and slips on the ice and hits her head and has no idea who she is. So they basically just start hanging out and baking and trying ice wine. Christine learns that the ice wine was Michael's late wife's idea, and that's why he's so passionate about it. They have a snowball fight while harvesting grapes, and that's a sentence. They had a snowball fight while harvesting grapes on a Saturday night in January. And then they like touch each other a lot. Did y'all feel like they were touching each other a lot after that snowball fight? A lot of touching.
Man, I didn't notice that, but you know.
I shouldn't say touching
You
each
do
other.
you, bro.
That sounds weird. Just like rubbing. That doesn't help. I'm going to move on. Michael tells Christina that the reason he's anti-ice wine, Michael's dad, tells Christina the reason why he's anti-ice wine is because when he took over the winery from his dad, he tried ice wine and had a crazy heat wave. It ruined everything. So never again. Can't risk it. Storms out. It's been too much. Right after making Michael's dad angry, Christina tries to kiss Michael. And he's like, hey, let's wait until you get your memory back. I'm a gentleman. Christina's out on the town and sees a food reviewer that Michael says hopes comes to the wine tasting. So she goes over to convince her to RSVP, but turns out she knows Christina, and suddenly everything comes rushing back. She knows who she is. Turns out Christina's name that she goes by, the pseudonym, is that what it is?
Pseudonym.
Yep. Is
Nailed it.
CJ Osborne. Doc Ock. And so she's
Isn't Norman Osborn the Green Goblin, not Doc Ock?
Dadgummit!
It's Otto Octavius is Doc Ock. What are you even doing?
Dadgummit!
Sheesh, go ahead.
No spoilers here. So CJ Osborne is the one who really did the bad review of Michael's winery, the Merlot. And so she's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Michael ends up talking to taking her on a ride.
You got it.
And
Do you
And
have
they're-
amnesia?
yeah, hold on, everybody. Michael ends up taking her for a ride in the convertible in the winter, and they sing the 1998 classic "You Get What You Give" by the New Radicals. You got it. They're about to kiss, but she pulls back because that would be very wrong, seeing as how she knows who she is and hasn't told him the truth yet. Michael ends up bumping into Kevin, who's in town looking for her, can't find her anywhere, hasn't been able to get her on the phone, asking for CJ Osborne. And Michael starts asking questions and then finds out that CJ is a woman. Ariana Grande said God is a woman.
Really? Interesting.
So kind of like that. Michael gets back to Christina in town, and Kevin walks around the corner, covers blown. He spills the beans, and Michael is like, yeah, I gotta go. And he rolls up the hood of his convertible, and that's how you know things are over. She catches up with him, and she's like, oh man, I'm sorry. Later, she tries the Merlot from Michael's winery. It's good. Can you believe it? She's made a big mistake. And she goes on a big monologue about the beauty of small businesses and how they put it all on the line. My guy Kevin starts to put two and two together. And he's like, I don't think we're just talking about wineries anymore. She's talking about life. No duck, Kevin. Run. Michael decides that... Kevin, run. Michael decides to hang up his ice wine boots for good. But those boots are made for whining. His dad is like, don't you dare. Then Christina shows up with dessert, and I guess all's good. So it's the night of the wine tasting, and the other critic shows up because Christina asked and arranged for a band to come and play some German tunes. Michael tells Christina that he's thankful because the critic loved it. they did a bunch of advance orders and stuff. And I guess Christina writes one more review raving about how good the Merlot is. She tells Michael that she wants to help restaurants get going or something. They kiss decent ones, and that, my friends, was the perfect pairing. What do you got going on there, pal?
We did.
Oh, just a little bit of style.
Did you steal that from your cab driver?
You laugh now, but when I make waves on the newest Vogue,
dude, you look
in what world is that a Cardi?
It's not.
It's a flannel.
It's a flannel.
All right.
You look like you are the least important member of a famous band.
Which in some ways is all I could hope for.
But what's wild is you're the most important part of our group.
That's true.
But if you were in a band, you would be the guy on the far left over there. Right. Who's looking serious?
You'd be doing the stage sound. Yeah. No one knows he's there. Yeah. He's the guy that everyone looks over to, though, and is like pointing at their ears down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no one knows who that guy is. That's you.
Yeah.
And you're crushing it. I want to say that.
Thank you. That's all.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with 4 segments here on Deck the Hallmark. We're back and better than ever. It's just an echo chamber. Echo chamber. Guys, let's talk about the perfect pairing. Let's do it with 4 segments. I believe we're going to start with a hot take. And he might not be here, but I do believe that if he got out of his house right now and started sharing his hot take, the snow around him would melt and he'd be able to walk like the Undertaker walking to the ring, smoke around him, taking his time, hat on his head, hair very wet like he just got out of the shower. Am I painting the picture? Undertaker, WrestleMania.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Panda, hot take. What do you got?
Guys, listen. I love a good wine movie. I don't drink wine, as I've said before, but I love a good wine movie. I love talking about wine. I know nothing about it, but boy, this movie, for that reason alone, is the best wine movie I've seen in 2022. It's also the only wine movie I've seen in 2022 so far. And it's about ice wine, and it is well, how do I say it? It's not real interesting, unfortunately. And it's a little disappointing. I don't know what I was expecting. I guess it delivered for a movie about ice wine, and I didn't hate it. It's better than what we got with the Jen Lilly movie a couple weeks ago. But hey, it's January. It got some winter feels. So I'm middling on this one, guys. It's not the best. It's not the worst. I love a good amnesia bit as much as the next guy. So I'm going to give it a big fun, maybe 5.
Okay. All right.
I'm still years later. I'm still foggy
with the big fun bit.
Still foggy on
just
that
holding
rating.
Tight.
No, I think there was definitely some big fun to be had here, but overall delivers a 5.
Okay.
I want to say a couple
things. You guys
things
know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
First things first. I'm the real. Best movie so far of the year. So it's got that going for it. Best ice wine movie I've seen in months. It's better than Lifetime.
So the best one you've ever seen then.
Best ice wine movie I've ever seen. So good. I saw the ice wine Christmas movie that Lifetime did. No one else here did. So I'm cool. And you know what I gotta say? I found myself really enjoying this movie. I don't know. Amnesia works for me. Maybe it works for you. Talk to your doctor.
I'll take amnesia. Sick of being dumb.
I really like
it. Sick of not being able to read names correctly. Amnesia works for me.
I like Brennan. I like Nazneen. I liked the movie. I had a lot of fun with this movie. So it's not just the #1 movie of the year. I mean, technically, yes, it is just the #1 movie of the year because the other 2 have been trash. But that's not, if push come to shove, I really enjoyed this movie. It is a lot of fun. And so I surprised myself here.
This movie is the best movie of the year on Hallmark Channel. I do like Nazneen and is it Nazneen or Nanzine?
I thought it was Nazneen. I don't know.
Nazneen. I do like Nazneen and Brennan. And I really hated this movie. It was an unmitigated disaster. It makes very little sense. From fake grapes and green screens to weird rules about how you get or get rid of amnesia. to just one of the most colossally dumb ice rooms I've ever seen in my life. It is laughably bad.
How many
And
ice wine rooms have you seen?
I don't think I've ever seen one, but it can't look like this. This brick back here is more realistic than those ice cubes that are the walls. And it does the leads a disservice because Brennan is game, man.
Yeah, man.
He's just game. He shows up. He's a pro. He doesn't ever just phone it in. He's there. He's got a character. He's here to buy into the whole bit. Nazneen is great as well. And it's just a bad movie. And it's just not memorably bad like The Last One of Us or All You Can See for Eternity, or what is the first one called with Jen Lilly and Chris Russell?
Yes.
You're on the right track,
You're on
Bernie.
the right track. Yeah.
And The Wedding Veil was just a special kind of awful. This is better than those two movies, but it is also terrible. If this is what we're doing, Hallmark, can we stop it? Because the Winterfest movies last year, New Year, New Movies movies, were out of the gate. The three we got out of the gate were Taking a Shot at Love, Two for the Win, and the New Year's Eve movie with Michael.
New Year's
Year's Resolution.
They were solid movies.
All three of those put all three of these to shame.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I mean, just destroy all three of them. And one of those is a hockey ballerina movie with Luke McFarlane. So these movies are awful. And so I hate that because it's nice to see Brendan Elliott in a leading role again. It's nice to see him doing it. He knows what he's doing. And it's a shame he got this just terrible movie.
I hope I mean, we don't get to see him a lot, but I hope this isn't like the end of Brennan because I love that guy.
I do too. Big fan.
I hope
we met him at Christmas Con, somehow nicer in person. He's always nice to us when we interview him. Nicer in person. Had all the time in the world for us. Great dude. Just the best.
Spoiler alert, he's on the show tomorrow. So there you
on
go.
the show tomorrow.
That's
that
good.
is accurate. Yes.
All right. Let's get to all the feels. Part of the show we talk about what this movie gave us feels. Panda?
Not a lot. The one scene that made me laugh was when after she falls, she gets amnesia. The dad comes in because immediately I was sitting there thinking she could sue if she wanted. I don't know how, but she probably could. And the dad comes in. He's like, "Is she going to sue us?" And that's funny. That's a funny bit. It made me laugh.
I found Brennan's convertible. It was so wild to me, but I loved it. I loved every second of the convertible. And I will say another feel that I got was watching the trailer for the Butler movie. Y'all, I was wrong about the Butler movie. It is going to be the sleeper of the season.
Panda's so excited he's starting to dress like
Yo,
I cannot. I love a good Butler.
Did
movie.
you see the Butler trailer?
Oh, I saw the Butler trailer. Are you kidding me?
Me, right? Dude, how good does that look?
Maybe the best movie I've ever seen.
We're all like, Butler's competing? What? But man, that trailer.
I want to be a Butler now. I would love to be a Butler.
Of the three of us, who do you think would be the best Butler?
Me.
No, gosh, no. You drop half the things.
Okay, but I stand by being a good Butler. I have the look of a Butler.
That's true, but that wasn't what was asked. It's not a who do you...
Man, this is tough. None of us would be good.
No,
butlers.
I think we would all be awful.
We would be really bad. People, I would.
You couldn't do it because you couldn't bite your tongue.
That's right. I would piss people off.
Yeah,
I would do a great job with
you'd
the
be
service.
you
but
would.
I would say something that would piss somebody off.
They'd be doing serious business, and you'd be like, "Guys, have you?"
Yeah. And then you would just get bored and just stop doing.
That's
it.
true. That's true.
Guys, it's me. I'm telling you. I might not get you what you want when you want it.
All of your food and drinks get there safely if I'm your butler, and I stand by that.
But here's the deal. They would keep me around. This is why they would do. They would be like,
They'd
"He's
feel
not
bad.
good." They like me. They would just be like, "Go
get our."
This is what I'll say. If Panda's allowed to two-hand the tray and not do this, I think he gets by.
There's
and I
more
do
to butlering than that.
What else?
There's a lot of things that go on with butlering.
Keep going.
And apparently in this butlering, you got to deal with fine china. You want Panda handling your fine china?
But as far as getting out of the way, no one's better at that than Panda.
I can totally.
There's no one less in the way.
We would all.
There's
be bad
no
butlers.
one less in the way than
I
Panda.
cannot give my stamp of approval to any of us, and that
Guys,
does not mean
you
you're
know what?
worse.
I'm going to be a butler. I'm going for Butler of the Year.
Oh, okay, that's bold.
All right, guys, you heard it here.
Look, he's going for butler. And you know what? You have my support. You have it.
This is what I want. This is what I want you to
do it.
know. This is what I want you to know. I want you to go to I want you to do this right now. Go to masterclass.com. See if there's a masterclass on butlers. And if there is, the company's going to pay for that.
Okay. I'll do it.
Dan, any feels for you?
God, no. Absolutely.
Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll find out if there's a
Thinking of us
masterclass.
as butlers.
We'll see if there's a masterclass on butlers when we get back on the other side of the break here in Deck the Hallmark.
What is that?
It's just
Is
the
there
music.
like a
It's
paranormal activity spirit situation happening?
how fun was the first Paranormal Activity? Did you see it in theaters?
No, I didn't see it in
Oh,
theaters. Yeah,
It was
I know
great.
you love it.
Great theater experience. Update on Masterclass, Butlers.
So there is not on Masterclass. However, there's a Udemy Masterclass, how to become a butler.
Udemy?
What is a
that like
Udemy?
you to me, like you to man, but you to me? Or
Udemy?
you to me? You to me.
Udemy. Udemy.
No.
We are not paying for that
No.
because
No.
that's
$14.99.
gonna get you arrested. Listen, if God forbid one day you get arrested, they're gonna search your computers and we're gonna get traced back to the Udemy bit. And I'm not having that. I'm
Okay.
not having that.
Vincent Vermillion.
That's fake.
Oh, that's me. I'm familiar.
What is you to me?
It's just Udemy. Udemy.com. This is what it says. Vincent Vermillion, the founder
Udemy?
of School
It's
Butler.
Udemy, like Academy, but Udemy.
Udemy. Yep.
Instead of Academy, it's Udemy.
Udemy
Right,
now,
But
dog.
he said Udemy once, and that was not it.
Udemy. He gives you the insight into his way of training some of the best butlers in the world who've gone to work for the biggest celebrities. The training is for everyone. It's going to teach me what are the duties of a butler in the 21st century, what is a professional butler, how to dress a table, how to serve a table, how to deliver amazing personal service, what tools do you need to be a great butler, and how to manage a
All right.
wardrobe, and so
How much?
How
more.
much is
is
Vincent
this?
Vermillion throwing out there as a cost for this?
$14.99.
Yeah, that's the big time. Oh, we're buying that, right?
Wait, how much?
$15.
Or is it 1,400?
$14.99. It's 82% off. $5. 5 hours left at this price, so you don't want to miss out.
All right. After this, we'll buy it
Yeah,
because I
okay.
do. And
And
then
you
we.
thought this class was $1,500?
I don't know, man. Have you freaking seen courses online? I don't know.
Vincent Vermillion.
All
out
right,
here
guys. This is great.
Swinging big.
Go subscribe to our YouTube because Payne is going to be doing weekly
Yeah.
updates
We just
on.
signed you up, buddy.
Man, I am
I'm
more
very excited
here
about this.
for this than anything else we've ever done.
Butler of the year, baby.
Udemy. Udemy.
Udemy.
You can be.
You to me.
Is it like you can become me? I'm gonna get
No, it's
you
like
to.
an academy, but instead of an academy, it's Udemy. You can go to the academy on the webs.
Oh
How many times did it take to get that? He said DEMY.
nope.
What threw us off the scent was Udemy.
Udemy.
Udemy. I'm so excited. All right, Panda. Wait, what do you got, pal?
Okay. First of all, I want to talk about the car that just pulls off after they load up the Hudson House transport car. There's no one else in it. It's just the driver. They say somebody's coming. They put the suitcase in the back, and then it just pulls off.
They just take off. Just
it
leave.
takes off. Like I
That's
wanna know what's
murky at
going on.
best.
I have no clue what's going on. I'm confused why she just didn't say up front, hey, once, like, she didn't have to make a big deal of it. She's there at the winery. No one knows who she is. And she says, hey, I just need to go to the Hudson House. Can somebody transport me over there? She doesn't say that. She just is like, oh, no, and then slips and falls. I don't understand what was happening with that. Those snowballs that they start throwing around during
Good
the snowball
gosh.
fight are bouncing.
Roly
I mean,
polies.
just tennis balls. They are just white styrofoam plastic softballs out there. That's what they are.
I am just as confused as ever. And then finally, the last scene kind of threw me for a loop. They sit down when they're getting ready to try the Merlot. They just bring her a Merlot, and it just so happens to be the
The
right
exact
one.
same one. Yes.
The exact same one. But here's my thing. Fine, whatever. I'm cool with that. But here's my thing. As somebody who is clearly a critic of food and very prestigious critic, she doesn't tell them what kind of wine she wants. They just bring her, like, what What's happening with that? Or you know how they just don't care what drink you bring them.
Well, what's wild is it would make sense if she saw it on the menu, same year that I tried in the review, bring me that. That would be great. But instead, they bring it over and she's like, son of a gun. What are the odds? It's kismet. It's fate.
What you didn't see is she walked in and she just said, bring me
your finest merlot.
I just
spin the wheel and bring it to me.
Bring it to me. Because, you know, critics just don't care.
Oh, yeah.
Bring it to me. She went to a restaurant to review it, and they brought her steak 15 minutes before the other person.
Yeah. You can't do that. You just can't do it.
That is an eternity.
If you're eating at a restaurant where, especially if you're paying for just the steak by itself, we're at that level of restaurant. We all know what we're talking about here. We've gotten out of the you get two sides with it. Like we're out of that. If you get sides with your meal, don't apply here. If we're at a place where it's just a steak being brought to you and you're ordering everything a la carte, and they bring one entree out before 15 minutes before the rest, they're literally asking to be shut down. Like
Dan, I got to tell you this one. There's a restaurant not far from where I live where their whole thing is they bring the entrees out at different times in order to make sure it's the freshest possible for whatever they're.
That is a lie. They are doing that so people don't complain about wait times. And they're saying it's this new thing they're trying. Mm-hmm. That goes against, you'll learn about this in your Butler class. Yeah, that goes against every dining rule imaginable. Are you kidding me?
I'm not joking. And
is the food good?
When I went, I was not impressed. I sat there and I told my wife, I said, because she ended up getting her entree. I got my food a solid 10 minutes before she did. And I'm sitting there thinking like,
you know what's freshest? You know what's freshest is if you have more than one chef back there who knows what they're doing and they can make all the food at the same time. That's what's freshest. It's the dumbest thing.
What would be great is if you tried yours and it was still a little cold.
That sounds like a traveler's rest move. Man, I want fine dining. But look, man, the steak is just going to take longer than this tuna you're just searing. You know what we say? We say it's fresher if we just bring it out when it's done.
Yeah.
That is awful.
The most ridiculous thing. And it didn't help.
And guys, if our how long would you last? Steak comes out, the person you're with, their steak's not out. How long are you waiting before you're cutting that bad boy?
That happens. My wife is immediately going to be like, go ahead and eat it.
Right.
And I'm going to say, no, we're going to wait.
Right.
And then she's going to be like, Daniel, just go ahead and eat it. It's going to get cold. And I'm going to be like, no. And then she's going to say it. My wife's going to say it a third time before we see the server again. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, hey, what's going on? What's going on with the food? And then they're going to go back and they're going to say a few minutes. And then at that point, we will both just I'm not joking. I've done this before. Now, if we, at that point in the meal, we owe money. Because I've left before. Like I've just left. I've been at a table and it's been like, they took an order. We didn't get anything. We've not ordered anything we paid for yet. We just left. But okay. I at some point, my wife is convincing me to eat it.
I would probably
minutes.
offer splitsies. Like, hey, here's some to hold you over. Then you can repay me.
I would 100. But the problem, if she's ordering something you like, then you're good.
I'm talking to steak for steak.
Yeah, but if she's ordering like a risotto, you're out of luck.
Yeah, I mean, I do like a good risotto.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
okay.
I do.
Wow, I didn't see it coming. I'm probably saying, hey, let's just both taste this and try to get through it. But we're never going back again, ever. It's never happening.
15 minutes for steak that's an eternity.
The next
just sitting there in front of you.
Started an entree yet?
That's brutal. I was blown away that there's such a thing called ice wine glasses, specific glasses just for cold wine. Is that what I'm sure that it's a thing. I'm not. I mean, but
I'm sure
I was
it has
just
something to do with how there are different wine glasses for different types of wine.
Sure.
So that's pretty common.
Okay, but this is just cold wine.
I guess
that's what ice wine is, right?
They were like tulip glasses almost. Yeah, so they had a little bulb in them. So that was weird.
What is it about this? Maybe someone can tell me. What is it about the glass that makes the ice wine better in that glass? What's to deal with that?
Maybe the
bulb
makes
breathability, the oxygen to the taste ratio.
Well, if you've got a bulb where it kind of closes some here, it probably doesn't. It probably stays colder longer. I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay, guys, this is great problem
Just
solving.
guessing.
I love that. I found it weird that the guy who works at a winery, his family winery, he's been in the family for generations, doesn't want his daughter to drink wine ever.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
That was a weird thing because she's like, it's going to be another 9 years for me. And he's like, I'm your dad. It's going to hopefully be 90.
Yeah, what
don't
was
know.
that? That's a weird line.
That's a weird, like,
I had it written
you're
down.
in the wine business, yo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Why did they decide to put on their winter gear right in front of her room, but still go, shh, she's sleeping. Go somewhere else in the house if you're concerned about her sleeping. Shh, she's sleeping. But they're loud. Don't worry. I know I had the convertible as my feels, but I don't know if it works like that. I don't know if you can, on a winter's day in, I don't know, upstate freaking New York.
That's right.
You can go in a convertible with the heat on and hot cocoa and just be fine.
No.
I don't know if it works
We're
that
not
way.
from up there.
No, I don't know. Listen, again, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But to be fair, in all the close-ups, they weren't outside.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Yeah.
There's a big thing in this movie, and I don't know why it's in this movie, but she's trying to bake and she can't bake, and she's following the recipe, and the recipe's falling apart. And at the end, she finally does it, but she does it with her gut and doesn't follow the recipe, and it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Why was that? Because one, either you weren't following the recipe or the recipe you got was faulty. Like, let's just throw it out there.
But I do, like, there is some artistry.
Of course there is.
A little bit.
But if you are following a recipe to a T,
it shouldn't turn out bad.
No, it shouldn't turn out bad.
It should turn out fine.
What I think we can all agree is follow the recipe and your gut.
That's right.
Like, do this and be like, you know what I want to try? You know what would make my gut a little happy? A little bit, bam.
The recipe's like, you're like your guidebook. Like, once you get used to it, then you start to like a pinch here, a little bit of this. But
after failing a recipe dozens of times, your gut isn't going to just get it
better. No, that's real bad.
It's wild. Last but not least, there's an accordion guy at the end of this movie that is staring at the camera.
Yes.
The entire.
Yes. Right at it.
Am I still on?
Am I still? Oh, yep. Oh, no. Just as long as I don't look at the camera.
I did it again.
So now I got to do it every time because they said every time I got to do it. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, I'm in it again. It was great. Dan?
I am not a doctor, nor do I claim to be one. And I am sure there are all manner of ways to get head injuries. I'm not sure falling the 2 feet from where your tailbone is standing to where it is sitting will in fact give you a head injury. She does not fall on her head. She doesn't fall on her shoulders. She doesn't fall on her back. She basically slips and lands on her butt. How does that short fall cause amnesia?
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe we didn't even do the diligence of doing a real fall. I was blown away by this information. This is a wine movie, but you know what outnumbers wine tastings 3-1? Cookie tastings. They taste cookies in this movie like their life depends upon it. The daughter tastes cookies. The leads taste cookies. They do it again. They do it with ice wine. They do it. They just are always trying cookies and getting cookie reaction shots in this movie. And I don't know why they're doing that. It's not a cookie movie. Speaking of cookies, they're up late at night. Her and the daughter are, right? Mm-hmm. And they do all this work. There's this huge baking montage. And then we're to believe they do all this work and they never put the cookies in the oven. They go to bed, and then the next day, the daughter's like, should we put the cookies in the oven now? What?
Well, did they put it in the fridge?
Is it a situation?
They put them in the fridge.
Okay.
So, but do they have to be in the fridge for a certain amount of time?
That's the thing, yeah.
But so you mean to tell me they did all this work and they're up late at night and they don't even get to see the result of it? They're just like, well, we'll put them in later.
Or maybe it was the kind of recipe where the dough has to sit for a while.
You gotta let it chill.
There you go.
Gotta let it chill.
Fine by me. I learned something new. I do want to be clear. This is a horror movie, and I can tell you very clearly, this woman has a head injury and she can't remember anything. They do not take her to a hospital. They call in a guy in a cardigan with a stethoscope on who could be anyone to tell her the thing that they already all know, which is, hey, you're forgetting some things.
Yeah.
That is what happens in this movie. The roads are fine, guys. It's not out in the middle of nowhere. There's a train, there's a bus station. There is a hospital. If someone can't remember something after a head injury, you take them to the hospital. That is where they go. You can't just go, she'll be fine. Maybe she'll fall in love. We'll stick around. Like, we can't do that. We can't. Bad. I also am very confused at how one bad review tanked this entire winery. Because what they say in this movie that we're to believe is that this woman wrote a review and they literally just wasted wine. Like, wine went bad, even though it ages pretty well. I don't know if you know this about wine, it ages well. Wine, just buckets of wine, cases of wine went bad because one woman from out of town left one bad review. And here's the thing. The other like rival critic that's also there, they say that she is the end all be all of wine reviewers. So this was one review from a critic that isn't even the best or most trusted in their fields. Like Alonzo Duralde would be the first to tell you, one critic's review does not, like, I get it. There is a thing called the Suckling scale in winery. James
we don't
Suckling.
need to get into this.
James Suckling.
Not tonight.
And his rating out of 100.
After you to me? Listen, can't do that.
Let's keep it PG, Dan.
TV 14 now. James Suckling scale matters, but it is not the only thing that matters. This one review tanking an entire winery, right, is just the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. And listen, it's bad enough that it does that. But they give this woman the hardest time for being a critic. It is like she's a pariah. She may as well be like, busking on corners and trying to do magic tricks where she hides the money in a cup. Like, I don't know why they hate critics so much.
You know who doesn't enjoy this movie? Food critics.
Food critics.
They walk out just feeling like the worst.
I just can't imagine a world where a critic needs this much shame put upon them for doing a job, like a legitimate occupation.
I keep thinking that at the end they're going to come around. Like, maybe, okay, critics aren't all that bad. No, she leaves the profession.
Yeah.
That's
she
how bad she felt.
She's gone.
She just leaves the profession. Can't do this anymore.
I do want to be clear, between her boss and her boyfriend, it takes them 3 days to be like, maybe she's missing.
Man.
3 days. 3 days between her boss and her boyfriend to be like, maybe we should check in on this situation. They're terrible people. But we have to talk about the wine harvesting scene. I know we did some of it with the snowballs. I know we did some of it in the synopsis. But I want to be very, very clear. Ice wine harvesting, we've heard numerous times, is a precise practice. You have to do it at the exact temperature of like 14 degrees or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It is, may I suggest, one of the worst times for a snowball fight. One of the worst times.
Yeah, that's true.
We got to get these grapes up before it changes from 14 degrees to 15 or 13. Get the grapes up. Now, snowball fight. Hit them. Let's go. Let's put a pause. It's like they think they're with Rocket Mortgage. They're going to lock in their rate. Like, are you kidding me? Get the grapes off the vine, you dummies. Do it now. And then here's the best part is Brennan Elliott's brother, who we've not seen in like 2 days since he takes Nazanin Contractor into town, is out there harvesting, and he's wearing the same clothes exactly he is wearing when he first appears in this movie, which is 48 to 72 hours earlier. He's wearing the same clothes, the same exact outfit, including scarf that he's wearing earlier in the movie. It's bonkers out there, guys. Nazanin Contractor does not know the New Radical song. Like, not because she has amnesia. She's supposed to know it in the scene, and she's behind on singing it with Brendan the whole scene. She doesn't actually know it. Music in me. Like, you could do, that's what she's doing. That's what she's doing. But lastly, and this was so egregious and so massive, I rewound it to make sure it was true. And it is nitpicky, but it also is like, you're going to do a wine movie. I can't believe you did this. Brennan Elliott says in this movie, what happened was they sent her the Merlot and it was corked, which meant that the cork was out or their air had gotten in it, right? That's how I understand that, correct? That's what corked, like the bottle was already corked. Well, that's all well and good. But when she gets a bottle at the restaurant of the Merlot, that is apparently the same Merlot, same vintage, same everything, it's a screw top. That bottle is a screw top. What are we doing, Hallmark? What the bleep's going on at Hallmark? Just, you slapped a label on a bottle of wine. How could you make that a screw top? How could you do it? It's insulting to everyone that worked hard to make this movie to not even put a bottle of wine out there that has a cork in it. I can't believe it. Embarrassing. Just awful.
Wow. Well, there you go. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you got a screw top. You know what I mean?
Gee, sometimes. You
to
me.
I love screw tops.
Make life so much easier.
Really, like, I'm always like, where's the bottle opener? I don't know.
I think corks are overrated. Can I say it?
Dude, 100% you can say that. Shout out from the rooftop. Now, you might be changing your tune after Butler class.
Butler class, the very first lesson is Corks 101, and so I'm pretty excited.
You're in for that.
Is there a Corks 102?
Yeah, it's advanced corking.
Corks 102. Yeah, you get to Corks 501. You're just swimming,
Oh my
man.
gosh.
We were just in the weeds.
Cork all day long.
Cork it out. It's time for What the Hallmarks part of the show. We wonder what could have been, maybe having some clear questions that we still have. Panda, what are you still wondering about, pal?
Actually, it's a fairly big one, and it has to do with just the survival and issues that this winery is facing. So the thing that I'm trying to wrap my mind around, and there might be a really good explanation to this, but they have up to this point survived really well by having just a kind of rotating crop of grapes, which, produces different wines. And so they say that that's fine. But the dad is very upset about trying this ice wine and this whole thing of, focusing on growing these grapes during the season. He says that the ice room costs them a little bit more money to run. But my thing is, you're not producing any other grapes during this season. This is a dead season for you. Why would it be a problem for you to test out the ice wine? Why would that be ever an issue? And you can't tell me that essentially keeping a frozen room for your wine is going to be so much money, except for, I guess, the fact that it's made purely out of ice, the whole room, which I don't know if that's actually...
Or is it made out of those don't break the ice cubes from the game that my 5-year-olds play?
Oh, I love that game.
That is a fun game.
It's a great game.
A lot going on
It's a
there.
great game. I guess I'm just I guess I'm confused. Why wouldn't you test this out? Because the winter isn't a time you would normally be growing grapes anyway.
Well,
it's not
can I offer, and I may be way off here, but those ice wine grapes, the way I understand them, they're not particular to ice wine. They're only particular to ice wine because they're frozen. So like those grapes could be used to make another white wine if they were just harvested when everything else was harvested, right?
Sure.
Okay. So if that's the case, I think he tells a story about somebody else doing this and the crops being ruined because it got too hot or something. I don't remember.
It was him.
Oh, he did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think what he's thinking is if we use these vineyards instead for ice wine and risking it for the biscuit, we instead harvest them when we harvest the rest of the grapes. We produce more wine that we know will sell instead of risking making something special. I think that was the idea.
There you go. That's a great answer. Great.
Because
Awesome.
mine's probably going to have an answer too that I missed. So.
I have two. One, she just slips in there that there's a new dessert delivery app.
Okay.
It is a delivery app just for dessert, and I'm here for that. I just want to make that perfectly clear. Last, guys, I don't usually watch Hallmark movies with subtitles, captions, but I did. I was at home, and we have captions on for most things for some reason, because you want to volume down, don't want to wake up kids and stuff, and so I had it on, and at the end, he's at this party, and it's the start of scene. You know how sometimes at the start of a scene you have a conversation with somebody and then you walk away into the conversation. And the captions, he's having a conversation with these two older people, and he says to the husband, "Take care of her. We need her."
Oh boy, there's like a cult. There's a whole Skulls movie happening here.
Who is
we
she?
need her.
What are we doing?
That's a great one.
Why do we need her?
I love it.
Should I start watching these movies always with captions? I don't know.
Man, we need her.
Take care of her.
We need her.
We need
he
her.
said. Wow. Boy. That's a lot to think of. Mine's not. I wish you'd gone last.
Okay.
I really got to marinate on that. Mine could be very well, easy answer. Why did she take the book of baking recipes with her? What? Did they say something where she's going?
She wanted to keep working on it.
Out to this wine festival where she's going to be in a
She's going to be in a
room?
B&B. Why?
She's going to be. She's not going to have a kitchen in a room. She doesn't. Why does she have that book with her?
I don't know.
Make any sense?
We did, everybody.
Double decker.
Double decker of the week. Who do we got?
We got Christina Meadows.
Christina
Meadows.
Tell us about it.
Dude, she is top shelf, top notch.
Top notch. I thought so. I thought she might be.
Yeah, and she really is, and that's just a testimony to her and all she's doing, guys. She's the head producer of a new show. I think you're really gonna like it. It's called Stiller Than Stiller.
Stiller Than Stiller. Okay. Is it trying to be?
Is this a game show?
It is a game show.
It's trying to
Ben
be
Stiller.
more still than Ben Stiller,
and you can't
that's
move.
Right. You got it.
And Ben Stiller shows up every week just to sit still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, is this something that Ben Stiller's known
Does
for?
He need the money here?
No. Oh, well, I mean, I think they pay him well, but it's really a passion project on his part.
He's been wanting to get this off the ground for
What's the
years.
passion? Sitting still?
Yeah, he's known for being pretty frozen.
He's known for that.
Oh, he's known for not moving.
What?
And so people look at him and they go, "Man, that's shocking."
I don't think I could be Stiller Than Stiller. So now we have
no one can. That's the thing. You would think through the first 10 episodes so far, no one can be Stiller Than Stiller.
How long does an episode last, Bran or Panda?
25 minutes. You have 5 minutes with commercials in there, obviously.
So you have.
So what do they do? What do they do?
They just sit still.
Yeah, they stare at one another, and there's no moving, guys. You can't do it.
Are there like things going around that are trying to like distract them or cause them to move, or is it just strictly for the love of the game?
For the love of the game, and that's what I think really brings it home.
Wow. That's fascinating.
That is something. Man.
We got a clip.
Yeah, thought we might.
Cue it.
Oh boy, welcome back to Stiller and Stiller. I'm D. Geiger. We're gonna sit here and see who's Stiller. Is it gonna be Ben Stiller, reigning champion of the world and being still, or is it gonna be our guest this week, Tony? Who's our guest?
Peter McConaughey.
Peter McConaughey, come on down.
Yes.
Peter, tell us about yourself.
I'm a drunk.
Anything else?
That's it.
If you could be Stiller than one person in your life not named Ben Stiller, who would it be?
My ex-wife. Am I right?
Oh.
All right, let's do this thing.
Ready, set, still.
I need a drink. Oh, man.
I didn't see it coming.
All right, guys, we'll be back tomorrow with another one. Until then, maybe first to wish you a Merry Christmas.